What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TEW Confrontational. Back at you with episode number 33. We keep moving along, and we're on week 4. We just finished up week 3 of the NFL, on to week 4 here. But let's recap week 3 here, starting off with the Giants at the 49ers. 49ers kicked ass that game, 30-12. Wasn't really much of a game. They covered their spread and everything, so yeah, it wasn't really much of a game there.
I mean, yeah, I think anybody that's a football fan could have called that one. Obviously, how the Niners are playing. Yeah, Giants aren't worth really anything as far as they've shown. So yeah,
without Saquon Barkley, running back there with an injury,
he played the first 2 weeks, but yeah, he played the first 2 weeks and they're 0-2. So they still getting dominant, losing by 18 points. Yeah, Niners are the real deal. I think they came out number 3 in power rankings, or actually number 2, I believe, in some of them. They're one or 2 in the power rankings. They're the real deal.
Yeah, it looks like the team to beat in the NFC. And then you had noon o'clock games going into 8 of them, 6 of them, whatever. Vikings and Chargers. Chargers at Vikings. Yeah, disappointment for the Vikings once again. I think 3 more turnovers, 3 more fumbles there in that game. I think we're sitting at a total of 9 turnovers. 8 of them are fumbles. So, yeah, it's tough to win when you have that many turnovers. I mean, Kirk Cousins is leading the league in yards and everything like that as far as passing the ball and everything. So our offense is looking good. It's just we can't hold on to the damn ball. So, yeah, Vikings fall to 0-3, losing to the Chargers 28-24. Disappointment that we against the Chargers. But, yeah. 0-3 moving into week 4. So, yeah, what did you think about that game? It wasn't really...
Yeah, 9 turnovers in 3 games is absolutely terrible. Obviously, their offense moved. Justin Herbert passed for 405 yards. So the defense isn't really stepping up either. And then coming down to the red zone to win the game, turning the ball over is unacceptable, especially when you're 0-2. You got to score on those plays. Yeah, he can be. Kirk can lead the league in passing yards, touchdowns. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if you're not winning games. So Vikings, hopefully they get one here shortly, but 0-3. Obviously, they're not at the bottom of the NFC North because the Bears aren't very good at all.
Yeah, Bears are 0-3 too.
But they're pretty much tied for the bottom of the division. I don't know. And the Chargers, they were 0-2 going into this, so I don't know if the Chargers were actually very good. And they're 0-2 going into the game as well. Both 0-2 teams
lost a couple close games though. I mean, they're not getting blown out of the water by any means, but they're putting up 30 points a game. And then they didn't have Austin Eckler this game. Mike Williams got hurt, tore his ACL. So they lost a couple people, but they definitely have the offense to put up the points to compete with any team. I think it's more of the defensive side of things that the Chargers struggle with. But Bosa. Coming out the edge, he had a couple of sacks last against the Vikings. So Chargers. I think best. The Vikings are probably the best 0-3 team now, but Chargers and Vikings were the best 0-2 teams heading into last week. So it was a close game. It was an even spread, and it was 28-24. Lost at the end, right at the end of the game. So but unfortunate. And then you had the Tennessee Titans in Cleveland taking on the Browns. Browns put a spanking on the Titans in Cleveland, 27-3. Yeah. The Browns look pretty decent without Nick Chubb. Picked up Kareem Hunt. They re-signed him, and then their backup
Ford.
Yeah, Thomas Ford or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't know his first name. Yeah, it's Ford.
So
Kareem Hunt didn't play this game.
He did. He had about
few carries,
6 fantasy points. Yeah. Amari Cooper had a day. Deshaun Watson looked pretty decent. If Deshaun Watson can keep playing and Amari Cooper keep connecting like that, and then you have Kareem Hunt getting reacclimated to the offense, I think Browns might be a pretty good team in that conference. Like a good chance to win against Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Browns, and Steelers.
Yeah. But I guess we'll see. We'll see this weekend, I guess. We'll go over those games. But yeah, the Ravens and Browns play against each other this week. So it's going to be we're going to see who's going to be winning that division.
Yeah, so Titans, I thought they were looking good after that week 2 win, but no Browns all the way in that one. And then the Lions taking on the Falcons in Detroit. Atlanta kind of coming in this game 2-0. Lions were 1-1 coming in this game, but Falcons looked pretty good
It looks all right. Lions defense is amazing. I'm with Aiden Hutchinson and all those guys. So
Yeah.
Lions are going to be good. They're
Lions,
really good.
Yeah, Lions took that one 20-6 in Detroit. Falcons fall to 2-1, but yeah, Lions move up to 2-1 and leading the division in the NFC North. So
they're actually second. They haven't had a divisional game yet. The Packers are leading the division.
I guess they played the Bears and
yeah,
I suppose. But then then you moved on. Speaking of the Packers, you had the Saints at the Packers. That was a nail biter, a close one coming right down to the wire. But Packers were able to squeak it out 18-7. 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter by Jordan Love and the crew. So what were your thoughts on, I guess, first 3 quarters and then the fourth
they
quarter?
looked bad, but obviously having Aaron Jones out, Christian Watson out, David Bakhtiari out, Jair Alexander out. Those are our 4 best players in every position group. So
that's crazy.
I know they had Alvin Kamara. He was out, didn't play, and Derek Carr got hurt in the third quarter, and Jameis Winston came in. It's a lot of resiliency from Jordan Love. You can kind of tell like he was pumping up the crowd. First game at Lambeau. I think this is their 12th or 11th straight home game win for the Packers.
Like season opener.
Yeah. So they looked good. It was pretty cool to see Jordan Love slinging it around. His passing percentage wasn't great. I think he threw about 40 times. But he was hitting people. He's hitting Jaden Reed for a long one. That was a huge Romeo Daubs right in his hands.
In the fourth quarter, he was throwing some darts out there and slinging it and spinning the ball out there.
And he used his legs quite a few times. I don't know if you saw it, but he had one of the runs. They thought he was going out of bounds, but he scurried down the sideline for a 25, 30-yard gain. And then obviously he ran that touchdown in. And then they went for 2 actually after that. So that was pretty sick. Great resiliency, kind of stick together after having all these players out and being down by 18. It's a great team win, and it looks the future's bright for the Packers. We'll see. Got a lot of tough games coming up, so I guess we'll see.
I mean, it's a nice home win, first home opener, for the season, and that was a good win by Jordan Love and the crew. Saints look good though. They're getting Alvin Kamara back. I mean, it wasn't an easy game by any means. And then when you add Alvin Kamara, hopefully Derek Carr is able to come back, and then you still have
he's going to be out this week. I did see that he's out this week. So Jameis Winston,
Winston,
he's a vet. He's led teams, so
good backup, and he can sling the ball as well. So we'll see how the Saints do this week, and then the next game was probably the biggest game of the week. Just an absolute ass whooping by the Miami Dolphins. The Broncos headed down to Miami and just got slaughtered by 50 points, and it wasn't even close. It was just a track meet for the Miami Dolphins. Key takeaways: Devon Achane or
A-Chain. Well, it's A-Chan or whatever, but he changed his name actually after the fact. 'Cause people kept saying like A-Chain.
It's A-Chan or whatever, but he goes off for 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. Raheem Mostert had a couple rushing touchdowns and a couple receiving. Tyreek Hill balled out. Jalen Waddle wasn't available for this game, so just add him to the mix next week because he cleared concussion protocol and was practicing today on Wednesday. So he'll be back next week or for this upcoming week. So Dolphins, look out for them in the AFC. They're probably ranked 1 or 2. Alongside
that's crazy. And then they almost beat the all-time scoring record, 72 points.
Yeah, and they could have
Mike Daniel could have kicked a field goal, but he decided not to.
He easily could have. Easily could have beat the scoring record. But on the other hand, Broncos, I don't know. They're
kind of looking like the Bears. I mean, nothing put together.
Yeah, they
especially with the coach that they have, like his background and how much he's successful he's been. I don't know. Yeah, Browns don't, and especially Russell Wilson. If he has another year like he did last year, I think that's a lot of money to spend on a quarterback. That's kind of not helping your team really. He's doing his best, but obviously
statistically wise, he is having a decent year. And fantasy wise, he's having a decent year. But
I said, stats aren't going to get you wins.
Dolphins look like the real deal. Broncos need some work. I think Sean Payton and Russell Wilson have a good chemistry and can make it work. There's a couple missing pieces there. And then close game here, Patriots and Jets. Patriots travel to New Jersey and face the Jets there and take the win in New Jersey, 15-10. Patriots, instead of going 0-3, go 1-2, and the Jets moved to 1-2 as well. So Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think Zach Wilson is it, man.
No, I don't think he learned with the 4 or 5 months he was with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he took away enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, I've heard a lot of rumblings of saying like players are calling for Zach Wilson to be benched because they know what they're missing out on Aaron Rodgers. They want, and they know the key players or the people that they kind of built around Aaron Rodgers. They have that mentality. They want to win. And Zach Wilson's obviously not doing that for him.
Right.
And they're saying Robert Saleh's kind of speaking for Zach Wilson, saying like kind of like talking for him, like he's going to be all right and stuff like that. Like kind of backing his ass a little bit.
Well, I mean, you want to keep your confidence in your quarterback.
Yeah, but
up.
if you're losing, especially if you start 2 back-to-back losses, I don't know. I think they need to find somebody. I saw they reached out to Matt Ryan. He declined. Obviously, Colin Kaepernick wrote a letter that was released by J. Cole the other day, kind of stating like he was willing to be a practice squad player. I don't know. You don't bring a player in after he hasn't played for 6-7 years, but I think they could find somebody. I know they brought in Trevor Siemian.
They got a lot of like Carson Wentz. Yeah, like you said, Matt Ryan. They have a bunch of Cam Newton, possibly. I mean, they have a bunch of options that you could potentially go after, but yeah, we'll see what they end up doing if they decide to go and settle for a veteran quarterback 4 weeks in or what. But yeah, and then Buffalo looks like they're leading that division there. Probably more than likely, they beat the Commanders 37-3 in Washington, so they put a beating on the Commanders. Commanders were 2-0 heading into that week, but yeah, Bills kind of showed that they are the real deal. Kind of fluke, not a fluke, but
yeah, I mean it's
against the Jets the first week, but then
it was not a fluke, but just kind of a fluke, but a great play overall. But yeah, it's got to be the Bills and the Bills and the Dolphins that are leading that division.
Yeah,
the Bills are the Bills. I mean, they're gonna get a lot of wins and just see if they can make it pay off in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't think Sam Howell can lead, great leader and stuff like that, but I don't think he's
a young quarterback too.
I don't think he's really settled into the NFL yet, and is not. I don't think he's gonna be. They're not gonna do well this year. That 2-0 was a great start, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna continue to be good. And then shocker upset, not a shocker, but. The way the Jaguars have been playing, they take on Houston in Jacksonville and lose 37-17. I was surprised when I saw the score. I thought Houston was just gonna be a cakewalk through the whole season for every team, but Jacksonville kind of losing compared to the first week when they go out and put up like 35 points, and then they come like back-to-back weeks and put up 20 in those 2 games combined.
Yeah, but C.J. Stroud played pretty good.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud's been playing good. No interception.
But now he's getting some help maybe from the offensive line, defense, some turnovers.
Wide receiver stepping up, Tank Dell, the rookie, and then you have Robert Woods, the veteran, on the other side. So they got wide receivers and weapons. Damian Pierce in the backfield, and if you have a quarterback that doesn't turn it over, you're
right. That's the biggest thing.
Yep, destined to be in games if you're not going to turn the ball over. So Houston upsets the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. That was a shocker, and then not necessarily another shocker, but another upset was the Indianapolis Colts heading into Baltimore and upsetting the Ravens.
Minshew mania, baby.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew leading the Colts to a victory over Baltimore, 22-19. Great win for the Colts, and then Anthony Richardson may be back next week.
Maybe
if he can clear concussion protocol, but
I think
not, Gardner Minshew can lead a team. He's done it before, and
Philadelphia,
he can do it again.
I don't know. I guess like the way that AR5 runs, how physical he is. I don't know if he'll finish a game. Like he might be out.
Yeah,
but at least the Colts know that they have like a reliable quarterback to step up. And maybe finish a game.
That is
Gardner
nice
Minshew. So
nice to have. And then you have Jonathan Taylor coming back week 5. So not this coming week, but the next week after that. So there is
some news about that. Obviously, week 5's coming up, not too far away. He's not going to play for the Colts. He says he still wants to be traded. So I don't know if he will return week 5. I don't think he will be playing for the Colts.
Yeah, who knows? I suppose I didn't see that come out, but if that's the case, then who knows what that is all entails. But we'll see what happens there. But good win by the Colts in Baltimore to knock off the 2-0 Ravens.
Right.
So they're 2-1, and the Colts are now 2-1, leading their division, or tied for the top of their division there. And then you had the Carolina Panthers heading to Seattle to take on the Seahawks.
It was a good game. It was a great game.
It was a close game. wasn't too far off. It was 37-27. Adam Thielen looks like he can be a number one in Carolina.
I think he is. He had 31 points, 2 touchdowns. He balled out. He looked good.
Yeah, and then Miles Sanders in the backfield. He was a dog in Philadelphia and is kind of finding his way in Carolina. And then their defense is pretty solid too. They did let up 30 points, but their defense isn't bad at all by any means. So, but yeah, Geno Smith leading the Hawks to another win. They moved to 2-1. So yeah, Seattle taking the win in Seattle in the what do they call that? Fan number 13 or player number 13 or whatever.
Yeah, fan 13.
Fan 13 or whatever. But yeah, and then you had
no, it's player 13 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, yeah, Seattle takes the victory there, so they moved to 2-1, all that good stuff. And then you had the Chicago Bears, the stinking Bears, down in Chiefs Kingdom, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs easily win this one, 41-10. They were having their backups in the third quarter. And yeah, Taylor Swift was at the
this has got to be the most watched game for sure. Especially after like maybe the first quarter when the Swifties started hearing that Taylor was there. Yeah, definitely a huge game that people tuned into. T. Kelsey had 69 yards, touchdown, and then rode off into the sunset
with T. Swift. Yeah. And then huge bonus for NFL and then Chiefs fans and then Travis Kelce fans and Taylor Swift fans. I saw something where Travis Kelce's jersey sales increased by 400% since when Taylor Swift was there.
And he gained like 250,000 followers on Instagram. His jersey is actually the tops. Yeah, you said top selling. I don't know if it's a top selling. It's got to be.
But it would increase 400%. And he was already had high just jersey sales.
Yeah,
so that's nuts.
I'm guessing their podcast that him and Jason do probably increased in viewers and likes, whatever, subscribers.
Yeah,
so good for him. Good for T. Kels.
Yeah.
He's that dog.
Taylor Swift putting Travis Kelce on the map there. So yeah, but Chiefs take a good win. They moved to 2-1. Bears 0-3. So yeah, KC looking like another playoff contention team in the AFC.
What about the Bears though? Their defensive coordinator obviously getting in some trouble.
Yeah, well that came out like a week or two ago.
A week and a half ago. I think it's just about a week ago.
Yeah, but there wasn't a whole lot of details in that. There still aren't a whole lot of details, are there?
But he took a leave, I believe.
Right.
And then
his house got raided.
He retired. Or then he retired, resigned.
Yeah.
And then there's falling apart. I think they got some equipment stolen.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. I don't know if it's from their facility or they're at somebody else's, but got like a shit ton of equipment stolen. Not a good start to the season. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to turn around. I think they got to let Justin Fields start using his legs a little bit more. Kind of screw the pass game. I know they put some money in to get some weapons for Justin Fields, but it ain't working out. So let him use his legs, let him run around, because that's where he's going to make his big plays, as we can see. But yeah, I'm going to say they're going to be looking at the first overall pick
again.
And I think they're going to go for Caleb Williams. Possibly ship off what's his name? Justin Fields. So
yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Like, yeah, it's hard to give up on a guy. I mean,
and I think is the reason I say that is because I don't think they're going to draft a receiver if their quarterback can't throw. So I don't think they're going to stick with Justin Fields much longer.
Yeah, I mean, they could increase the line help though. I mean, that's probably one of the issues why he's running around all the time. So that might help. Defense would always help too. If you're getting put up 28, 30 points a game, right. I mean, it's hard to compete with that. So then you had another upset. This was another shocker. You had the Dallas Cowboys heading down to Arizona and getting upset by the 0-2 Cardinals, 28-16. So what happened in Dallas there?
Stayed in Dallas? No, I don't know. The Cardinals are. I mean, they're good. They're Josh Dobbs. He's got that grit to him. Marquise Brown played really well. Yeah, I don't know. They kind of. I think the Cowboys went into the game just thinking like, oh, we're gonna roll them. One of the worst teams in the NFL. So I just think they walked in underestimating the team. But I think they're gonna get back to their roots. Their defense is too good to not keep winning. And obviously Dak and the weapons around him. So I don't know. I think it's a good win for the Cardinals, but I think the Cowboys are going to get back on track.
Yeah, they followed 2-1. Still,
just a little hiccup.
Yeah, just a little hiccup.
Still early.
But yeah, so we'll see how the Cowboys bounce back next week. But good win for the Cardinals in Arizona to please the home team there. Hopefully increase the ticket sales. When I was watching that game, there wasn't a whole lot of fans in the stadium
Right.
there. So and if they were, they're probably all Cowboys fans, majority. But
Yeah.
and then you have the Steelers heading to Las Vegas and beating the Raiders 23-18. Great game from the Steelers coming back and beating the Raiders, and then yeah, good game from Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Matt Canada called a good game compared to the first two games. And then obviously their defense, TJ Watt,
Yeah, defense. Yeah,
Highsmith. I mean, their defense is going to win them games. Minka Fitzpatrick, the defense is going to win them games as long as the offense can keep it together, take care of the ball, and get weapons to get the ball to the weapons. Najee,
yeah. I'm not a huge fan.
not looking very great, but they do have a great backup in Warren. I think the Patriots or the Steelers are going to start winning some games here.
Yeah, hopefully they live up to the hype I was building
Right,
at the
right.
beginning of the season, because yeah, they moved to 2-1, and
And Pickens looks pretty good too. I think he's gonna mold into a great receiver. Maybe, and I think still, I mean, and having Deontay Johnson out, kind of hurts them too because he's one of the big targets. So
yeah,
once they get healthy,
you got Muth in there, Pat Fryermuth, and then yeah, Najee Harris has got to step it up for sure. But yeah, Pickens to Pickens or Pickett
Pickett to Pickens.
Yeah, that's a good connection there in Pittsburgh, and hopefully that keeps rolling as the weeks progress here. And then Monday night you had the Philadelphia Eagles. You had a doubleheader. Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the first game. Philly takes that one 25-11. Rainy game, all that good stuff. But I like Tampa Bay. I want to see Baker do well and succeed in the league, and I think this is a good team for him. Great wide receivers, great defense to back him up, and then yeah, I mean Rashad White's playing well too. So
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay is a great team. They're just playing a better team than the Eagles.
Right, better defense, harder to score points on a top 5, not even top 3 defense in the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah, Eagles looked really good. The run game is unstoppable.
Yeah, I think DeAndre Swift. I don't know why, but he fell like to 5th, 6th round in a lot of my drafts that I was in, and I picked him up, yeah, pretty decently late. And yeah, I thought he was gonna be the number one the whole time, but they didn't have him set as the number one. They started like Rashad Penny and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Eagles have that. No, the Eagles have that running back
Kenneth
from
Gainwell.
no. What is his name? He ran all over the Vikings. He's their number one guy. It's not Montgomery.
DeAndre Swift?
No, it's not DeAndre Swift. Nah. I can't believe we're not getting this because he didn't come. It wasn't DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, because he came from the Lions to the
It might
Eagles.
be DeAndre Swift. Yeah, he's been balling out. Yeah, he had. I don't know how many yards he had. Over 100. And
Yeah, I
then
was just talking about
and that tush push. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking mixing up David Montgomery and DeAndre Swift. But yeah, they look good. Their weapons aren't. I mean, what's his name? He ain't getting very many. AJ Brown's not getting very many targets, and I don't think he's very happy with his quarterback.
Oh, he'll get targets. I mean,
No, he hasn't. He hasn't though, and he already got in a fight with the quarterback. So,
no, he'll for sure get targets.
well, he hasn't so far. So,
Yeah, but you've seen the previous years, the first couple of years that Jalen Hurts was with AJ Brown. AJ Brown was a top 10 wide receiver, and he'll finish the season a top 10 wide receiver, no doubt.
yeah, he was a top 10 receiver before he even went to Philadelphia with the Titans. So,
Right.
yeah.
And then his first year, couple of years with Jalen Hurts, he was always also a top 10
But I'm
wide
just saying
receiver.
he's complaining about the lack of targets that he's getting.
Yeah, and he'll
He
get
had
some.
4-1. He had 4-1 game
Yeah, he'll get some. I think they're trying to push the run game, and they've been running the ball.
to open it up. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. I think Eagles, yeah, another top 3 team in the NFC, if not top 2. So right behind the 49ers. But and then Monday night game of week 3 was the LA Rams in Cincinnati taking on the Bengals. Bengals get their first win, beat the Rams 19-16. Great game. I thought this was the better out of the 2 Monday night games, and yeah, it was just a close game. And Cincinnati didn't look great at the beginning, but kind of came back in the fourth quarter and ended up winning there. So yeah, that was a good game. But I do like the Rams. Stafford's been playing well. Tutu Atwell and that Puka Nakua put up some points, and they keep putting up points, and then they get Cooper Kupp back in a couple weeks.
He's put up a lot of fantasy points, that Puka Nacua, but he hasn't scored a touchdown yet. So
Right.
and also this is going to hurt because I mean he's going to drop probably to 3 when Cooper Kupp comes back. So he's probably going to get less targets as well.
Yeah, could. I mean, if you have the 3 wide receivers and each get 8-10 targets a game, you're sitting.
But
pretty good.
Stafford's going to Cooper Kupp majority of the time.
Yeah,
like he's done in recent years.
Right. Yeah, but Cincinnati moves to 1-2 and doesn't fall to 0-3, and the Rams moved to 1-2 as well. So great week 3, a lot of close games. I ended up going 9-7 on my picks, put my overall record at 29-19. So wasn't a great week. A couple of those upsets like the Ravens and the Cowboys, and the Jaguars hurt. So, but yeah, Evan had some good picks. He goes 11-5 for week 3. Then sitting at 30-18, so he moves 1 game ahead of me. Picked up 2 games this week. So yeah, let's move into week 4 games, and go through our picks on week 4 games, and then and then we'll talk about a few other things. I know there's a couple NBA updates and college football and all that good stuff. But starting Thursday night NFL football, week 4, we have a divisional game when Detroit heads to Green Bay and takes on the Packers, both 2-1. Detroit's actually favored in this game by 1.5, and then
did that change? Because I know when I looked at like 3, it was a 1.5.
Yeah, no, I have 1.5 too, so I still have Detroit at 1.5.
Okay, I thought you said 0.5. Yeah, it should be a good game. I mean, it's obviously hard to come play at Lambeau, especially with you saw the crowd last week on Sunday. So, and the Packers, it has been Christian Watson and Aaron Jones have been practicing this week, so we're gonna get all of our weapons back.
Yeah, get those 2 back, and then any word on Bakhtiari?
I think he's just deciding if he wants to play or not. I don't know if it's the turf because he's always complaining about like playing on turf.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you have in this game?
I'm gonna take. I mean, Packers at home. Like I said last week, it's tough to win in Lambeau. It's starting to get a little chilly out. Lions are used to playing in Lambeau though, but.
And it is a night game, so you can take that into factor. I mean, it's going to be 7:15.
Yep.
It's going to get a little chilly.
Yep, but I still like the Packers at home, especially if they get Aaron Jones back and Christian Watson. I like the Packers in this one to beat the Lions in their first divisional match off. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Obviously, I'm going Packers. I'm excited to see Aaron Jones back. First time if Christian Watson does play, I'm seeing him back this year. Had missed the first 3 games. And then hopefully Jair Alexander comes. He can lock up that Amon St. Brown or whatever. Amara St. Brown.
Yep.
So hopefully Jair comes back to lock him up. He'll lock his ass down. I think the Packers take this one. It's going to be a tight game. I think that spread is pretty accurate. I think it's going to be like maybe, I don't know. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, 3-point game or so.
If I had to guess, I'd go 31, 28 maybe.
Yeah, the over-under is only 45, so it's not. They're predicting not it to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, they're probably doing like 27-24 or some shit like that.
But yeah, so yeah, I have the Packers winning this one, and you had the Packers winning this one. Thursday night football, Lions heading to Green Bay.
I'm pumped.
So yeah, Packers starting off the week. Hopefully can catch a dub because I got a parlay with these guys, 10-team parlay with the Packers winning. But then moving on to Sunday, the noon o'clock games. Starting off with the Vikings at the Carolina Panthers. Both 0-3 teams. Minnesota has a 3.5 point spread. But yeah, I'm taking the Vikings in this one. I'm gonna rock with my boys and have them beating the Carolina Panthers. I think our offense can outscore their offense. I'm just hoping our defense doesn't give up 400 passing yards to a rookie quarterback, and Adam Thielen have a couple touchdowns.
Right.
Yeah, his reunion back in Minnesota. That would be kind of cool to see that. I guess it's not back in Minnesota, but against the Vikings. But it'd be kind of cool to see Adam Thielen out there facing against the Vikings. Yeah. But don't want him to score or anything like that. 3.5 point spread, over and under 45.5. Yeah, I have the Vikings probably winning this one. 24-21 in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. First time I've gone with the Vikings all year. The Panthers are good. Obviously, rookie quarterback. And I think the Vikings, if they can, even if they have turnovers, we've seen they can make games close. I don't think the Panthers are good enough to keep like overcome that and still put more points on the board, like keep scoring. So the Vikings have to keep scoring, so yeah, I'm taking the Vikings.
Is Bryce Young back? Because I know I saw Andy Dalton out there this week.
I don't know. I think he's questionable. But either way, I'm still taking the Vikings.
Yeah.
Even if they do have a few turnovers, yeah, like I said, I think they're going to put a lot of points up on the board. They're going to have a lot of passing yards. And then obviously the run game looked pretty good last week. Alexander Madison looked really well.
Better.
Yeah, he looked better.
Better, not
he had 15,
good.
16 points
I would
in
say
fantasy.
better, not good.
So he looked better, yeah. But that's what you like to see. Obviously progression.
Yep.
And the season gets longer. So, yeah, I'm going Vikings there.
Hell yeah. All right. And then you have the Atlanta Falcons, 2-1 Atlanta Falcons heading down to Jacksonville, take on the 1-2 Jaguars. Yeah, Jacksonville has a 3-point advantage or favor in this one. But yeah, not a huge fan of the Jags, the way they've been playing lately. Trevor Lawrence can't get it going. The first week was their only good week, and then they just fell off the face of the earth after week 1. So yeah, I don't know who I want to go with this one. Who do you got in this one?
I'm going Jacksonville. Just seeing, obviously the Falcons beat the Packers by 1 point. Just kind of basing off that, 'cause I actually watched the Falcons play. The run game's good, but I think this is a bounce back game for the Jags. I think Trevor Lawrence doesn't want to go be, what do they want? It would be 1-3 if they lose. I think the Jags take this one. As long as they can stop the run. I don't think Desmond Ridder can really toss it around. He can make plays with his legs, but and Kyle Pitts, he's I don't know. He is what he is. I mean, he shows it. So I'm going Jacksonville, especially with all those weapons, man. You have to use his weapons.
Yeah.
He has to. I know Calvin Ridley got taken out of the game last week.
Yeah, Christian Kirk's been playing well. But yeah, Travis Etienne's decent. Like if he can come out of the backfield, catch some balls. But yeah, they need to get it down the field, and take the top off the defense, and then hopefully that will open up some middle crossers.
I haven't really paid attention as Evan Ingram been getting a lot of targets.
I mean, he's getting like 5, 6, 8 points in fantasy. So he's getting like 3 catches for 50 yards, 4 catches for 40 yards.
And I think they took.
Nature.
I don't know what was the injury to Calvin Ridley. I know he got taken out of the game.
I'm not sure. I didn't look into it too hard, but
because he only had like 5 or 6 points in fantasy.
Yeah, didn't have very many for the second.
But they got to
week
get
in a
that.
row,
Yeah,
so.
get that machine going. Because they have all those weapons. Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville. Who you got to pick or?
Yeah, so Atlanta only put up 6 points last week, so offense was non-existent. I mean, yeah, I like Bijan Robinson, the way he's been playing, and then I just don't like the quarterback situation though in Atlanta. I have the Jaguars jotted down here, so I'm going to stick with my pick. I'll go with the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one.
When do you think they're going to give Taylor Heineke, a shot to even try to
would.
prove himself?
I mean,
if you drop the 2-2, and Desmond Ridder doesn't perform, because obviously they're pretty much relying on the run game.
Right.
So maybe try to get the ball in Taylor Heineke's hands and let him sling it around a little bit. I mean, Kyle Pitts, they have that rookie. What's his name? I don't know. It might not be a rookie.
Drake London.
He's a rookie, isn't he?
Second year. Yeah. But still, good. He didn't get any targets the first week, and then he put up 11 points last week, and then a 13 in the second week or something like that. So I mean, they're starting to get him the ball, but you can't have one of your star wideouts not having any targets the first week. So yeah, you definitely got to be moving the ball and through the air, not just on the ground. Teams are starting to recognize that, obviously, when you're only scoring 6 points.
Right.
All you can do is run. You can't really throw. So yeah, give Taylor Heineke a chance down there in Atlanta and see what he can do against Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. If things start to go south for the Falcons quick. So we'll see how that one turns out. A lot of close games and a lot of close this is a close slate of games as far as spreads go and everything. Not a huge
There's a few, but not.
Yeah. But then, another good game this week is going to be the Miami Dolphins heading up to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Buffalo has a 2.5 point spread at home. It's probably going to be a high scoring game, I think, with the Dolphins putting up 70 last week, Bills putting up close to 40. Obviously they weren't playing each other, but they have the capacity to put up big points. But I'm going to have the Dolphins starting off the year 4-0 and beating the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Take the underdog on that one. I'm going to go Dolphins in this one. Nice.
I'm going to go, I'm going to stick with the Bills. I think that the Dolphins, they put up a lot of points. They're hot right now. Going to Buffalo, that crowd, that fan base, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, I don't know, dude. Like
James Cook,
James Cook, yeah. I don't know.
defense.
Defense is good. I don't
Von
know.
Miller still isn't back
He's
though. He
not
won't be
back, but
back.
yeah. I'm going Bills. It's a risky pick, but
Home field. I mean, it's not risky. They have
they're
a two
the
and a half
yeah
point spread.
yeah. But 70 points, yeah, they're riding high. I think they're gonna come into this game. Hopefully, they keep level headed. Like they don't want to turn out like the Cowboys and come up and not show up. So
Right.
I want to see a good game, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
taking Buffalo in this one.
Yeah. Dolphins get Jalen Waddle back on the offensive end, so hopefully that will help. But yeah, Buffalo and Miami this week, and that's going to be a close game, good game. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
So
well,
then you have Denver not moving, but taking on the Chicago Bears, 2-0-3 teams. Probably going to be a really, really shitty game. Yeah, but Denver has a 4.5 point spread on the Bears in Chicago. Who do you got in this one? Denver or Chicago? In Chicago.
I hadn't have this one circled, but I'm gonna just pick off here. I'm going Denver. I'm gonna go Denver. Just based on, I mean, they don't look too bad, I guess. And like you said, Russell Wilson's has some decent numbers. The Bears just don't look like put together at all. So I'm gonna go Denver here. Yeah, I gotta go Denver. Even in there in Chicago, yeah, gotta go Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I just all the controversy and issues going on in Chi-Town, and Jalen Hurts was not Jalen Hurts. Justin Fields came up a little wobbled up last week after a couple plays. Yeah, it looks like the Bears are just crumbling. Not looking too hot. Starting off 0-3. I'm gonna have them starting off the year 0-4, and I'm gonna have Sean Payton and Russell Wilson and Sierra coming into Chicago and
Sierra,
beating the Chicago Bears. So I have the Broncos winning that one. Yeah, and then you have the Baltimore Ravens heading to the Dog Pound in Cleveland and taking on the Browns. Browns have a 2.5 point spread. Over under is 41 points. So it's supposed to be a low scoring game, but both 2-1 teams. Divisional game should be a close one. So who do you got in this one?
I didn't circle this one either because these close ones. I mean, Browns look decent. I saw a few plays from Deshaun Watson. He's throwing the ball backwards. Obviously, never do that. Did you see that highlight?
No, I didn't.
He threw the ball back, like he was getting sacked and he threw it backwards.
Like, but while I was getting hit, it came out of his hand or something.
So I don't know if they called him down, just like maybe his knee touched her, but he threw it backwards. So that's a fumble, right?
Yeah.
Never teach that. So, and I don't know. The run game's hopefully getting better. Obviously losing Chubb, but I'm gonna go Baltimore. I'm sticking my man Lamar.
Yeah, so you got Baltimore heading into Cleveland and beating the Browns.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Browns. I'm gonna stick with the home team in this one. In the Dog Pound, I like what I saw out of Deshaun Watson last week and Amari Cooper, and then Kareem Hunt coming back. Hopefully, he can get acclimated, get more usage this week. And their defense is pretty scary with Myles Garrett and all those dogs on the defensive side. So I'm gonna go Cleveland in this one at home, beating the Ravens on that one. And then then you have Cincinnati Bengals heading to Tennessee, taking on the Titans. I was hyped up with that Titans win in week 2, but yeah, that performance last week was dog water. And then the Bengals got their first up, so hopefully they're starting to turn things around. I'm going Cincinnati heading into Tennessee and beating the Titans, even though these guys always have a close game. Taking the Cincinnati Bengals, and Cincinnati does have a 2.5 point spread. So, but yeah, Bengals in this one. Who do you got?
I'm going also Bengals. Yeah, I mean, Bengals got their first win. Looked good. Jamar Chase looked good. Joey B with that calf strain. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I think I did hear something that he's like kind of changing the way he throws. So he doesn't have to use. So he's using a lot of hips and a lot of shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going Bengals. Joe Mixon kind of turned it on. He had a few breakout runs.
A little bit.
I'm kind of hoping. I know they're one step behind Buffalo, because Buffalo started out pretty sloppy with Josh Allen throwing 3 picks. Bengals kind of started out sloppy, just extended that little sloppiness a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm going Bengals. I want them to turn it around. And their uniforms, man, they're looking clean on that all white.
Yeah, hell yeah, those are sweet uniforms.
Yeah, I'm going I got to go Joey B and the Bengals.
Hell yeah. And then so Cincinnati started out the last like 2 or 3 seasons pretty slow.
Yep.
And
I think the
then
past 2 years they've gone 0-2.
right, and this would be their third season starting off. Well, they started off 0-2, I think,
Yeah.
and then are 1-2 now. So, but yeah, with they always start off slow and they make it to the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship those couple of years.
Yeah.
So, don't discount the Bengals.
The only thing is, can Joey B withstand that, like, and try to like, when you've got your 5 or 6 days off in between games, can you get that like healthier? Well, because I mean, it's hard to, it's not actually going to go away. Ice in the heat, and doing those stretches. Yeah, I know during the game he had like a little
Elastic band.
Yeah, no, there was a pad on him, and I think
yeah.
it vibrates. It's like a little bit of stimulation.
Yeah.
Just keep that warm, keep those muscles moving. But I don't know, like how long can you go? I don't know when their bye week is.
Whole season, dude. This guy's a dog. I think he'll just keep every week, just work it out, recover it, get ready for next week, and then hopefully by week 8, hopefully it'll be fully healed or at least 80-90% healed. And then hopefully when he hits his bye week, get that extra week, and then be coming back ready for playoffs.
Everyone else.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with Joey Burrow, but we both have the Bengals beating the Titans in that game. And then we have the LA Rams heading to Indianapolis and taking on the Colts. Going to be another close game. Indy with a 1-point spread over the Rams. Yeah, I like what I saw out of the Colts last week with Gardner Minshew coming in and stepping up as the backup. Great backup, but yeah, Rams team is looking pretty good too with Matt Stafford at the helm. But I have the Colts winning this one if Anthony Richardson comes back, gives you 2 rushing touchdowns and slings the ball a little bit. If not, you have Gardner Minshew doing that for Michael Pittman, and then Zach Moss has been a huge step up for the Colts and a huge backup while Jonathan Taylor's out. So that's awesome to see. So yeah, I have the Colts at home winning this one.
I'm gonna go Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, like you said, Rams are playing well. And then their defense, I think Aaron Donald's going to get after whoever it is. I don't know if AR going to play. Is he starting the game?
He's questionable, and then I think he had a limited practice today, so not full.
Kind of game time decision probably, but
right.
I think he's going to get after both of them, and which causes Anthony Richardson to get out of the pocket and run. And obviously, as we've seen the past 3 weeks or 2 weeks. He's getting hurt when he's scrambling getting out of the pocket. He can run. He has
4 rushing touchdowns on the year. So I mean, he can run the ball, and he also can throw it too. So
I'm gonna go Rams in this one.
Yeah. So I got the Colts. You got the Rams in that one. And then another close game. I think is gonna be a good game. You have Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to New Orleans, taking on the Saints. Both 2-1. Saints do have a 3-point advantage at home. But yeah, who do you got in this one?
This is a tough one. Derek Carr is not playing, so you're going to have Jameis Winston. Alvin Kamara is back, so they're probably going to run the ball, especially with the backup quarterback in Jameis Winston. They'll probably run the ball a little bit more. I'm going to go Buccaneers. I think Baker Mayfield can get it going. Get it to Mike and get it to Godwin and just try to make some plays. I don't know. It's just...
And then defense got to step up for sure.
Yeah, Devin. But that's a good defense
with
too.
Alvin Kamara back, yeah.
Levante David, Devin White.
Yeah. But yeah, you've seen Alvin Kamara in the past, how much of a problem he can be.
Yeah, and he's
defense,
fresh.
So.
It's not like he was sitting out because he was hurt.
Right.
He's got 3 games of rest. I mean, the whole offseason pretty much, and some preseason and regular season.
Yeah, definitely been working out as well.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'm gonna go risky on this, but I think that get it to Mike Evans. Yeah, Chris Godwin, get the ball moving a little bit, run game. Yeah, I gotta go Bucks.
Yeah,
Baker, we believe, baby.
Yeah, I didn't know Derek Carr was gonna be out this week, but I still have the Saints taking the dub in this one with Jameis Winston as the backup. I still think he can sling the rock, and then he's had connection with Chris Olave last year, Rashid Shaheed last year, Michael Thomas 2 years ago. So yeah, he has connections with all these guys. These aren't unfamiliar wide receivers. Mm-hmm. He's familiar with Kareem Hunt. This was his team before Derek Carr came in. So I like the Saints in this one, especially at home. New Orleans can get pretty rowdy. And then like I said, I want to see Baker succeed in the NFL, but I just don't think he has it against the New Orleans Saints and the amount of weapons they have on their team. So I'm taking New Orleans in this one. So
Yeah.
then we have Washington Commanders heading to Philly to take on the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles. This is probably one of those ones that's the higher side of the spread. It's 8.5 point spread for the Philly. Yeah, this shouldn't. I don't think this is going to be a game at all. Should be a cakewalk for the Eagles. Yeah, I have the Eagles winning this one.
Yeah, nothing much to say. Yeah, I'm going Eagles as well. Yeah, 8.5 is what I have. Is that what you said?
8.5 is the spread. Yeah,
Yeah,
that I saw.
and that's gonna be. I'd go over on that because I think they're gonna put an ass whooping on them. Obviously, the Commanders have a pretty good defense, and like you said, like yeah, Commanders won their first 2 games, but obviously they didn't look great last week.
They didn't really look great in their wins either.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, young quarterback's kind of hard, but they do have some weapons. But I'm gonna go Eagles. Yeah, DeAndre Swift, he's been pounding the rock. That tush push with Jason Kelsey, getting up there. Yeah, I think the Eagles. I think the biggest thing is that have you seen that tush push?
The quarterback sneak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, they call it the tush push. It's not the quarterbacks because they do, but they have running backs actually behind them pushing the quarterback.
Right,
Yeah.
and tight ends. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles.
Yeah, 100%. Works 92% of the time. Then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Houston, taking on the Houston Texans that shocked the world last week. Yeah, I have the Steelers going into Texans. I think that was a fluke last week, but I do like C.J. Stroud the way he's been playing. But that defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers with T.J. Watt coming off the edge. And yeah, Hargrave, and yeah, there's just so many people on the Philadelphia, or not the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Yeah, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one.
Yep, I'm gonna go Steelers as well. Get that Pickett to Pickens connection. I'm going. Hopefully Najee can pick it up. If not, Warren will take cover that and get that yardage for him. And obviously you said defense. Yeah, I'm probably gonna bet that T.J. Watt's gonna have about 2.5, 3 sacks. Yeah, and I think that Texans, Stroud looked good, but
I also would put a bet down that this is the game where C.J. Stroud throws his first interception.
Yep,
100. I would put $100 on that.
And I'll put even actually a further bet on that. He's either going to throw it up to take 2. He's going to either throw it to Minkah Fitzpatrick or Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson did have an interception last game.
Yeah, he sure did. So yeah, I have the Steelers going into Houston, winning that one. They have a 3-point spread. I have them covering that 3-point spread pretty handedly. Not pretty handily. I would say 6.5 if you were going to play the alt line. But then we have the Las Vegas Raiders heading into LA to take on the Chargers. Chargers have a 5.5-point spread on the Raiders, and yeah, I think with the numbers that the Chargers put up actually every week, yeah, just a bad start to the season, falling 0-2, but I thought they were the best 0-2 team behind the Vikings. But obviously,
behind the Vikings,
I thought they were heading to that week, but obviously they proved that they were the better 0-2 team because they no longer are 0-3. They're 1-2. So yeah, I had the Chargers beating the Raiders in this one. I don't think the Raiders are doing too hot this year. With Jimmy G he got rolled up on a couple times, got hit in the head. Devontae Adams
balling out.
Yeah, he played well last week, but he got hurt the last week 2, a little banged up. So I think the Raiders are just fighting for dear life over there in Las Vegas right now. But I have the Chargers winning this one.
Yep, I got Chargers as well. Yeah, the amount of points that they put up. Yeah, they have Max Crosby on the other side. Getting after Herbert, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going Chargers. I think they're probably going to beat them. They don't. I mean, I love Devontae Adams, and I do want to talk about that after we get done with this. But yeah, I'm going to go Chargers. It's only 5.5.
5.5 for Chargers.
That's pretty. That's actually obviously I think it's maybe based off the record, because like 1-2. But man, I think they're gonna beat the shit out of the Raiders.
Yeah, and then Austin Eckler was full participant in practice this week, so he should be back this week against the Chargers or against the Raiders. So yeah, Austin Eckler will be back. Mike Williams is out with the torn ACL though.
Yeah, end of the year.
But you have Josh Palmer stepping up in the number 2 position, and then you have Quentin Johnson in the number 3, and then you have Donald Parham Jr. at the tight end who scored 2 times last week. So yeah, they still have a lot of weapons around them, and then they have Austin Eckler coming back. So you have the Chargers beating the Raiders in this one.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. A comment that Devontae Adams stated after the game, stating that the Raiders don't have like a winning atmosphere attitude. So I wouldn't, if they keep falling, keep losing games. I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Adams asked for a trade.
Could get
'Cause
traded.
he's in the prime of his career, just wasting it away pretty much. I don't. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I don't even know why he went to Las Vegas. I know Derek Carr initially, but yeah, I think he's going to ask for a trade. He said it's not going to like. I don't see it turning around. This losing atmosphere. He doesn't see it turning around. So I could see him getting traded. Wouldn't mind him back in the green and gold. That'd be sweet. But yeah, just wanted to mention that because that's pretty big news. If stating that about your own team is kind of huge.
100%. Then I did see something about like John Gruden possibly coming back and
Jesus
coaching
Christ,
or something
yeah.
like that for the Raiders. I don't know, but yeah, if they don't have a winning attitude, probably starts with head coach or something along in the higher ups. Besides, I mean, the players obviously want to win. I would think like Devontae Adams is obviously one of those players that wants to win. So
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
and Josh. Well, yeah, he wants to get paid. I think more than winning. But
Right.
anyway, but yeah, then you have New England heading to Dallas, take on the Cowboys, who just lost a devastating game to Arizona. But yeah, 2-1 Cowboys facing the 1-2 Patriots in Dallas. Dallas has a 7-point spread on the Patriots. Who do you got in that one?
I got Dallas. Defense is going to get after Mac Jones. Dick punching Matt Jones. You see punched fucking Sauce Gardner in the.
I did see that. A little weird, but
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys all the way. Hopefully, Pollard can turn it up. I want to see Dak play well. Get it to his receivers, get it to his weapons. So, Micah Parsons is going to have 2 or 3 sacks. He's going to walk all over him.
yeah, I just think the Cowboys defense. It's going to be a defensive game for sure. But I just
And they are in Dallas, so
yeah, they are in Dallas. But
don't
I
have to
think
worry about the weather conditions there.
right. I think the defense of Dallas is going to outplay the defense of New England, even though it's coached by Bill Belichick. Yeah, I just think the Cowboys are going to score more points than the Patriots. And yeah, Mac Jones probably get pressured a lot. That defense is pretty good. So you saw what they did week 1 when they put up 35 points. So
Right.
then you have Arizona heading to San Fran to take on the 49ers. It's a 325 game.
This is the biggest spread.
Yeah, 3-0 49ers taking on the 1-2 Cardinals, who did just upset the Cowboys. But yeah, 14-point spread for the 49ers. I don't think this is a question. I'm taking the 49ers in this game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cards. I'm just kidding.
No, good. They
I'm
could
just
pull
kidding.
up 2 upsets.
No, I'm going 49ers. Their offense looks really, really good.
Defense looks good.
They're not missing a beat on both sides of the ball.
Or special teams. Yeah.
Or special teams, yeah, exactly. Chris McCaffrey, he white chocolate, he looks good. So this will kind of be around that spread. I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 score game.
Oh yeah, I mean I do love the heart of Josh Dobbs leading the Cardinals, getting picked up off the streets and leading them to beat the Cowboys.
And James Conner's good.
Yeah, he has a great backstory too. But yeah, 49ers, all facets of the game are just dominating everybody.
But the Cards, they really aren't giving up. Initially at the beginning of the season, we're like, okay, they're just going to tank.
Right.
They're not giving up. Kyler Murray, he may return, may not. Who knows? They got a good receiver, Marquise Brown. He looks really good last week. And I even actually said, I think he had a touchdown or 2 last week. But I said at the beginning of the season, he was going to be trash. Obviously, he proved me wrong there. So who knows? I do think the Cards are good and they're hard. They're a winning team. They want to win. They're not just tanking. And I think that Dobbs has that mindset as well. I want to step in here while Kyler's out and win some games.
Yeah,
I do think that the 49ers are going to win.
You're just not going to do that against the 49ers. And they have so many weapons.
But like you said, they did against Dallas. So
yeah, Debo Debo has 2 touchdowns last game. Christian McCaffrey has a couple touchdowns last game, and then the game before, and then the game before that. Brandon Ayuk had 2 touchdowns week 1. I don't know if Kittle's gotten in the end zone yet this year or not, but I guarantee he'll find the end zone this week. A lot of talent on the 49ers, and their defense is stacked too, with the Bosa brother, Fred Warner, all those good guys. So Yeah, 49ers will be 4-0 after this week after they beat the Cardinals in San Fran.
So yep. So you have what is that? So there's three remaining 3-0 teams.
Yeah, so you got the 49ers,
Dolphins.
the Eagles, and the Dolphins.
So and you have all of them. Yes, you have all of them winning. You have
I
them all
have
going to
Dolphins,
4-0.
Eagles, and 49ers going
Okay,
4-0.
and I have two of them going to.
Yeah, you have
4-0.
the Dolphins losing to
I
the
do have the
Bills.
Dolphins losing. Yeah.
No, and that's pretty average. There's not a whole lot of teams that make it undefeated past like week 7 or something like that. So, but then yeah, going down Sunday Night Football would have been a great game if Aaron Rodgers was still
First
there.
time ever, I believe.
But yeah, you have the Kansas
No,
City.
not ever.
Kansas,
Sorry for interrupting, but maybe is this that first time ever because Rodgers had a turf toe when they played 2 years ago when Jordan Love had to step in and play that game.
Yeah, I don't know if this
So is
would
this
be
the first time they've ever faced off each other?
but it wouldn't be the Aaron Rodgers versus the Chiefs or versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes.
Could be.
Because I know 2 years ago, I believe, Rodgers had turf toe,
Yeah.
COVID toe.
And then
And then Jordan Love stepped in. That was his first ever start.
yeah.
But who knows? It would have been a great game.
Yeah, it would have been. But yeah, Kansas City Chiefs head into New Jersey for the Sunday night game. KC has a 9.5-point spread in this one against the Jets. So yeah, I had the Kansas City Chiefs winning this one. Would have been a fun game to watch. But yeah, KC all the way in this one.
Yeah, got to go KC. Yeah, they are in New York. Or New Jersey, I guess. But I think Swifty's going to be there.
Yeah, 100%. She'll probably sell out MetLife before they play.
Yeah,
Sell it out again, and then
I'm gonna go Chiefs. So yeah, I obviously like TKO's. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, magician behind the center. Yeah, and then obviously you got your defense. Yeah, I don't know. Chiefs are good, but I just want him to get the ball more to Travis Kelce. I mean, usually he has, I know 60, 70 yards is not bad for him, but I feel like he should get more targets.
and a touchdown. But yeah, they walked through.
And it wasn't a great touchdown. He was sitting in the back of the end zone. You know,
Yeah,
just a lob,
I think it was unscripted though. So and I think they drew it up specifically so he could get a touchdown and then get the camera on Taylor Swift after he scores.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it was all set up. It was scripted, but yeah, we both have KC winning that one. Then perfect. And then we have Seattle heading to New York on Monday night to take on the Giants. Giants have a 1.5-point spread. Not looking great the first 3 weeks. I mean, they had that one comeback against the Cardinals, but again, it was against the Cardinals. And they barely squeaked that one out towards the end. So, yeah, I'm not sure. This one was a tough one for me. What do you got on the Seattle Giants?
I'm going
game?
Seattle. I like Geno Smith. Obviously, you got your receivers, and they've been there for a long time. Lockett and DK Metcalf. Giants without Saquon Barkley.
Kenneth Gainwell's been playing tremendous,
Yeah.
like looking like Le'Veon Bell out there.
Yep.
His prime Le'Veon Bell, I should say.
Yeah, and then Darren Waller hasn't looked really good at all these past 3 weeks.
Yeah, and the Giants don't really have any weapons with
Sterling
Saquon
Shepard.
out. Sterling Shepard hasn't been mentioned at all this year. Darius Slayton hasn't been mentioned at all.
Yeah.
I think Isaiah Hodges maybe is on the Giants. I'm not even sure. Isaiah McKenzie, I think is on the Giants.
Saquon's out too, so
right.
yeah.
So not a whole lot going on. Saquon has a high ankle sprain, so it could be out multiple weeks.
I think it's 3. They estimate 3. So this was his first week out. Obviously this week and then obviously week 5 too.
Yeah. So yeah, I have Seattle winning in this one as well. It is tough going into New York and on Monday night winning that game, but I do see Geno Smith putting up like 350 and 3. And Kenneth Walker having a couple ground runs too. So yeah, I have Seattle winning this one in this game on Monday night to finish out week 4 of the NFL. So
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm 29-19.
Yep, and I'm 30-18.
Yeah, 29-19, and you're 30-18. So we have a few discrepancies on the list.
This is probably the biggest, most discrepancies we've had for a week. We had a lot of different ones, I believe. Obviously, Rams, Colts, difference. Bucks, Saints, different. Obviously, Dolphins, Bills, different. Let's see here. I think that may be it. I think that is it. Did you pick the Bears or the Broncos?
Broncos.
Okay.
But I have the
Oh, and then
Saints beating the Buccaneers.
Yep, I said that one. You got the Browns winning over the Ravens.
Yep.
So that we got 4 discrepancies. So this could be a big swing for either of us.
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, week 4 coming, starting when this drop on Thursday, game that night.
Tomorrow night. Yep.
Packers and Lions. So
Lambeau Field.
That'll be a fun game to start off week 4. And then coming on into week 5 of college football, wrapping up week 4. Some of the big games: Colorado losing to Oregon,
getting their ass whooped.
Only able to put up 6 points in that game. So yeah, it wasn't a good showing for Sanders, but
yeah, I don't think. I did watch that game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Colorado's offensive line cannot protect Sanders. So you're not going to be able to make any plays. I mean, I know you have a run game, but you don't have a offensive line to make those plays work, and he can't sit back in the pocket and throw the ball. I know they're missing Travis Hunter, but I know he's a key player.
Don't think he would have made that big of a difference though if he was back.
And then obviously their defense didn't step up enough to allow. How many points did they allow? 30, 40?
Yeah, it was like 70. It was like 40. Let me go back. When was the game?
Saturday.
42-6.
Yeah, 42 points, 6 touchdowns. Unacceptable. Obviously, their defense.
Yeah, but Bo Nix balled out too.
Bo Nix is a baller.
He did have a great game.
He's a Heisman candidate.
Yeah, definitely had a balled out in that game.
Yep.
I mean, can't take credit away from them even though the Lions or the Buffalo defense didn't play great.
Yeah,
Bo Nix played outstanding.
And then another big game that I do want to talk about, Ohio State Notre Dame. That was a huge game.
Sunday night or Saturday night.
Saturday night, huge game.
That was a fun game to watch.
In Notre Dame, at Notre Dame. So,
that's where College Game Day was, and wasn't like any high scoring game or anything like that. Came down to the wire. Ohio State squeaked it out.
Barely.
Yeah.
I think actually Notre Dame beat themselves towards the end of the game.
Oh, 100%. They had 10 people on the field the last two plays.
2 plays, yeah.
Yeah, and they stopped them the first time, and then the second time, 10 players on the field, and they punched it in at the very end with like 15 seconds.
But just watching that, Ty Schmidt, he's part of the Pat McAfee show, and Lou Holtz, he did that. So they sat down on. That was hilarious, man. And then on Monday they came back and he did like an impersonation talking about the Ryan Day
comments.
He's like, "You stupid bastard."
Yeah, that was funny as fuck. Ty Schmidt doesn't do a good impression of a bunch of different coaches. Another game, Florida State and Clemson. That was a ACC.
Clemson should have won that game.
ACC game, and Florida State ended up beating Clemson in that game, and that was a great game too. That was another one. That was a noon o'clock game. That was 11 a.m. game, I should say. And that was a good way to start off. It went from Florida State, Clemson to Colorado, Oregon, and then there's a few other games in there, and then we got to watch Ohio State, Notre Dame that night. It was a fun weekend of college football. I had a 10-team parlay, won $500, so that was dope in college football.
That's pretty good.
I got another one going this week, so hopefully I can hit that one as well. But yeah, fun week overall for college football and NFL.
And then for the slate, so we're kind of on that Colorado train, supporting Dion and the Buffalo. They play USC next week.
Yep. They did get knocked out of the top 25. They were at 19 and just got completely, they didn't even drop 1 or 2 spots. They're completely out of the top 25. And then they do play a top 5 team next week in USC. So gonna be tough to knock off USC. They're ranked number 8 right now. They dropped 3 spots, but Gonna be a tough game against USC. So we'll see what happens.
They need to step up. They do if they get their asses whooped again. I mean, the hype's kind of over for Colorado. I mean, you're playing some ranked teams. I know you beat the ranked team your first game, but the hype train's kind of running out of steam. There's a few good games like I know Kansas plays Texas.
Yep, Kansas and
that's
Texas.
23 versus 3.
3 versus 24.
24.
Yep.
Quentin Ewers, he's that starting quarterback. He's gonna be for Texas.
Yep.
He's a Heisman candidate as well.
Yeah, we'll see what I was just gonna mention that one. Texas and Kansas is gonna be a good game. You also have Utah and Oregon State. That's going to be a good game. You have Notre Dame and Duke. That's going to be a good game. LSU and Mississippi and Ole Miss. Good game. Yeah, and then you have.
You said LSU and Ole Miss.
Yep, LSU
That's
and
a
Ole
good.
Miss.
That's a good old rivalry.
Yep, that's going to be a good game. And then yeah, those are our top 25 teams against other top 25 teams.
So go over that top 5.
Top 5 is Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, Texas at 3, Ohio State at 4, Florida State at 5. That's your top 5 right there. And then USC's 8, Penn State 6, Washington 7, Oregon 9, Utah 10, Notre Dame 11, Alabama 12, LSU 13, Oklahoma 14, North Carolina 15, Washington State 16, Duke 17, Miami 18, Oregon State 19, Ole Miss 20, Tennessee 21, Florida 22, Missouri 23, who beat Kansas State and then had another good game last week. They were in my parlay, and then you have Kansas at 24, and then Fresno State at 25.
Fresno Bulldogs, baby.
Yep.
Go over who does Duke play? I know that's supposed to be a pretty good game.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yep.
Yeah, and Duke's 17.
Yep.
Notre Dame is
11.
That's gonna be a really good game.
Yep.
Duke's been. I honestly feel that Duke's been bringing it for the past few years in football.
Yeah, they've actually stepped it up. Same with Kansas though. A lot of talk or past couple 10, 15 years no talk at all
basketball
about
school.
Yeah, about football at all. Maybe some lacrosse, and then they're stepping it up in the football's era. So yeah, fun to watch Duke. Fun to watch Kansas. Kansas has been balling out. Texas is fun to watch. Florida State's been playing well. They're fun to watch.
Obviously they almost lost to Clemson, so you got to think about that. Are they really a five ranked team?
Yeah, they have 3 number 1 votes. Texas has 2. Michigan has 1. Ohio State has 1, and Washington has 1. So yeah, I think Florida State's going to be one of the top. Yeah, I think they'll be in the college football playoffs this year. So that's college football for you. And that's pretty much it for football. I know big trade news in the NBA. Damian Lillard is going to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade deal between Portland, Milwaukee, and then the Phoenix Suns.
Yep. DeAndre Ayton, where's he heading?
He's heading to Milwaukee.
So he was in that trade
along with Drew Holiday, and can't remember who the other one was. And then going to the Phoenix Suns is Yusuf Nurkic from Portland, Grayson Allen.
Nurkic is good.
Yeah, Yusuf Nurkic, and then Grayson Allen from the Bucks is going to Phoenix.
I saw Grayson Allen. God damn it, he was good with Milwaukee.
Yeah, and then Portland gets a couple picks and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Damian Lillard on the Bucks.
Kind of go over that team. You got obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now you got Dame Lillard. Chris Middleton. You got Lopez, one of the Lopez twins.
Yeah,
they're looking good. He didn't want to go there though. His destination was Miami Heat.
Right. Still a contender team. They're not going to be very deep on the bench, I don't think, depending on what they do with
they had to give up a lot, and I think they had to give up some first lottery picks.
Yeah, unprotected.
I don't know if it's a lottery pick, obviously, because they weren't very bad last year.
Right. It's unprotected first round pick though, and then they got.
I guess lottery pick is like it doesn't matter if you win the championship, right? It's just a lottery pick, so it's kind of like, or is it like worst 15 teams?
Yeah, it's the last 15 teams.
Okay, so it doesn't matter how good. Yeah, okay, so unprotected pick. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Damian Lillard going there. That's basically it for NBA news. That was not it, but that's the biggest news with blockbuster trade. Damian Lillard going to the Milwaukee, and then Portland and Phoenix picking up a few players and some picks. But yeah, what else you got? Any fights this week or any UFC news?
I don't think so. I can look it up here quick. But I do know that there's some NFL news that came out today or last night, I believe. Kyle Van Noy used to be a linebacker for the Patriots, or maybe D lineman. I think he's a linebacker. He signed with the Ravens practice squad.
Yeah, I did see
He'll
that.
move up though. He's a good player. But that's all the news I have for NBA, college, NFL. But I'll check these fights out.
Yeah, see if there's any big fights coming up, because those are always fun to watch if there's some big names. But yeah, basically it's football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, it looks like there's no fights this coming weekend. It doesn't look like the next fight. That's just a fight night. That's on October 7th. Yeah, I'll kind of go. UFC 94 is October 21st, and that's like the Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev, Hamzat versus Paulo Costa.
Is there any
Probably the next big
McGregor
one.
schedule?
Nope, not yet. I
Damn.
haven't seen that yet. But October 14th is the DAZN Logan Paul versus Dylan
If it's
Dildo
still,
Danis, and
yeah,
if it still happens, yeah.
Dylan Danis, yeah, if it still happens, because there's like lawsuits coming in,
And then
like,
Thomas Fury versus KSI. But yeah,
Yeah.
that shit's. I mean, I'm not gonna pay attention. I think that's so like
it might be entertaining.
cheesy.
It might. I definitely watch the highlights and
I watched the press conference. That was pretty
I watched the
entertaining.
press conference too, but it'd be pretty cool if it happened. It'd be a lot of. I probably were there only like $30, right, for those ones, or are they?
I think no. When I bought one from the Zone, it was like $60 or something like
Oh
that.
fuck! So full price pay-per-view. I'll probably just watch the highlights, but yeah, it'd still be pretty funny to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see Logan Paul knock his ass out
Mhm.
for putting
Yeah,
all
for
that shit
sure,
on the
for
internet.
sure.
And that'd be
Um,
pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically it for episode number 33. Unless you got something else.
That's all I got. Don't forget to tune in. Obviously, when this podcast come out, 6 p.m. On Thursday, the 28th.
Yep, it's
28th.
27 today. Yeah.
So yeah, just after you get done watching this, it's gonna be about time for the Packers game. Grab a beer, go sit on your couch and watch the Packers kick some ass.
100%. If you want to follow us on some of our picks, go ahead and put in a parlay. But yeah, don't add us, because this isn't financial advice by any means, or we're not professionals. Obviously, our records were 29-19 and 30-18. But a 6-game parlay. I mean, easily get 6 wins out of these picks if you pick the right. Yeah, if you go with some of our picks. So, and then I had a 10-team parlay last week. So in college, so that was kind of fun. So. But yeah, gamble safely. 1-800-bets off if you got an issue. But yeah, that's all I got for for episode number 33.
33, baby.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then,
Peace.